So I know on my page I already have a few videos on my YouTube page, but recently I kind of figured out the outline and how I want to produce the content on my page. So I figured I would do a quick intro video just to kind of give you guys a heads up of what to expect in the next coming weeks and months. So I'm a pretty multifaceted individual. I'm not a one size fits all type of person. I've lived about 19 different lives and I've experienced so many different situations, and essentially I'm trying to bring all of that together on my page and just kind of share things, and maybe hopefully other people can relate. Of course, a major portion of it would be me kind of sharing my testimonies, multiple, and how I overcame certain things, because I am on my spiritual journey. So that's kind of like just kind of my thing right now. So that's probably going to be a major portion of my page, but I definitely want to speak about that. And I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, I'm not a prophet, but I just want to relate to people. You know, I have a really big heart. I care about people's souls, and I truly, genuinely want to see people do well in life. And if anything that I've overcome or any situation that I faced and how I got out of it, if I could kind of be not an inspiration, but if somebody could learn something or anything from me, even just one individual, like that's good enough for me. So yeah, I'll be sharing different videos covering topics like how I got out of survival mode, overcoming childhood trauma, because contrary to what many, including myself, believed, is that if you weren't really getting beat upside the head every day as a child, like many people don't think they have childhood traumas, but I quickly learned that I do. And I definitely want to share some of those things that I noticed and how they affected my behavior and decisions in adulthood. So I'll be sharing some of those things as well. And like I mentioned earlier, I have plenty of testimonies, even story times of before I got saved. Those will be very, very interesting, to say the least. I also will be sharing about how I've kind of come to a place in life where I'm kind of living that soft life that everyone talks about, and just really regulating my nervous system, leaning on God as my ultimate provider, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, just all of the above. I also will be sharing some of my just things that I am getting into. So I'm trying to revamp my wardrobe, so I'll probably have a little bit of fashion content on there for women who are trying to find their style. I've never really been able to identify a style for me. I just kind of buy things and wear them. So I definitely want to be more intentional with how I dress, and I really want my fashions to like reflect the new person I have blossomed, the new woman I have blossomed into becoming. So I'll probably be sharing that, as well as my fitness journey. As somebody who's always been small my whole life, I never really was big into the gym, but I definitely want to start getting into that. So I'll probably bring you guys along for that ride. Yeah, so that's something that I have to force myself to do, because like I said, I've been small my whole life and never really needed to lose weight, but I definitely want to be healthy and take care of myself and kind of tone up. So I'll probably be sharing some things about that as well. I also just relocated to a new city. I just relocated to Dallas, Texas. So I'll just probably be sharing or documenting my journey since moving here, and just kind of like rebuilding a community from scratch, learning the area, exploring different hidden gems in the city, or just, you know, just kind of going about my day and just kind of transitioning to a new location where you don't really know anybody, don't know anything. So definitely looking forward to that as well, and just kind of stepping out my comfort zone, because normally I don't know if introverted is the word, because when I'm out, I have no problem communicating with people, striking up a conversation with strangers, but I choose to stay home a lot and I choose to stay in my little bubble. So I don't know if that's the same thing as introverted, but I definitely want to kind of force myself to actually get out there more. That's kind of what I struggle with the most. It's not, I could make friends when I'm out. I could go to a restaurant and leave with 5 new friends. Like, I'm very sociable like that. It's just like getting me out the house to go to the restaurant is the issue. So I'll just be sharing a lot of, you know, just exploring the city, exploring my new identity, because for the longest I didn't really know who I am. So it's kind of like I'm restarting life with a fresh lens and like a fresh outlook, new perspective, and just new experiences altogether. So definitely looking forward to that on this channel. But another thing that I kind of envision for this channel is I'm a very peculiar person, right? So I do know that there are channels and, let's say, other ministries that are catered to like the general population, a large portion of people. Like, for example, someone like Sarah Jakes Roberts might have, you know, a very large audience, or people that I'm not too familiar with, like YouTubers like that, but I'm sure there are plenty of YouTubers who have a large following. But me personally, I feel like I'm more so called to like the few. I don't believe that my content will probably be relatable to the general mass of people. I think that there's kind of like a specific lane that my videos and my testimonies and my stories will relate to, especially people on their spiritual journey that's at a certain kind of like transitions, or they're kind of like at a crossroads. That might probably be more so my audience. And I feel like with me, like I'm still on my journey, so I think that there's going to be beauty in me sharing things while I'm on the journey, and that might make it a little bit more relatable for people to see, like in real time, how life progresses or how experiences unfold for me and for people who may be in similar situations than me. Like and I feel like this is just the perfect time for me to start my channel, because I've experienced enough situations that I have kind of like a pool of topics to talk about offhand, like immediately. But like I said, I'm still going through the process, still walking my journey. So I'm excited to kind of like document that and walk that out with other like-minded individuals that may come across my page. I say all that to say I'm probably not going to be relatable to a large amount of people. I don't know, who knows, I might be, and maybe it's just in my head, I don't know. But what I do know about myself is I'm typically very private. I'm very down to earth, low key. I have no desire to be viral, to go viral, or to have thousands and thousands of subscribers. Like, if that's what the Lord ends up doing with my channel, then okay, you know, cool, I'll accept it. But y'all, how do I describe it? So me, myself, I am not a social media person. Like, I'm very private. I stay to myself. I take my losses in private and I take my wins in private, y'all. Like, for example, my last post on Instagram was probably like 2019. I know it was before the pandemic. That was the last time I posted something on Instagram. The last time I posted something on Facebook was probably like 2017. Like, I don't even post statuses, y'all. I don't post pictures. Like, people don't be knowing where I live at. Like, people don't know what I do. Like, I remember when I had my daughter, I posted her newborn pictures like right before her second birthday. So a lot of people that, like, my immediate family knew I had a child, but a lot of, like, you know, extended family or friends that I haven't seen in a while, they saw me post my daughter's newborn pictures, and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, congratulations, you had the baby. And the whole time, like, my child is 2. She's walking and talking. Like, I'm just one of those people, like, I just don't really live for the internet, which is why I'm not really 100% sure why God even is putting this on my heart to start a YouTube channel, because I would be perfectly fine going about my life, nobody knowing anything, me not saying anything to anybody. And it's like, but that's just kind of like my mindset and how I've always been. So this is a very peculiar thing for me to do, is to go from going years being in the background, not even being on social media, to now, like, the Lord wanting me to produce this content and put out videos and share things. And it's going to be an adjustment for me as well. So, you know, y'all will be walking with me through that adjustment period as well. And who knows, it might even, like, you know, cause somebody else to want to step out their comfort zone or step out their shell and start sharing what's going on in their life. And who knows, I don't know the reason why God is calling me to, but I'm just going to be obedient and take it as a challenge for myself, because I feel like behind the scenes, God has been doing a great work in my heart, in my character, in my mindset, in my perspective, in my habits. And I guess it's just time to put it out there, y'all. It's just time to put it out there. So yeah, long story short, my goal is just to make relatable content, make content that's true to myself, true to my journey, true to my process, true to what I'm going through, true to what I have gone through and overcome. So, or is it overcame? Overcame. And, and yeah, so stay tuned.